Hello and welcome. This is the second part of the casting of Klaas versus Gatekeeper. Of course, as you know or might not know, there are two games within each round. This is round 4, by the way, and this is Gatekeeper's home game versus Klaas. The host game, of course, chooses the map. Now, what I haven't been talking about is that the position of Gatekeeper and Klaas within the table. Their division table, kind of like in the middle there, and if you go to the video description, you will definitely get to see what's going on within the league and the different divisions of which players are participating. Now this is the second game. Let's just jump right into it. Poof.
Battle control initialized.
All right, there we go. This is the map Sidestep, which is a map I made some time ago. I can immediately tell that this map is not the revised version, which is actually supposed to be played in the league, but never mind, doesn't really matter. It's nothing changed in the revision, only minor aesthetic detail. So the same thing happens here as the revised version. I would suspect that both players are going for the old Derek? No, actually Klaas is not. As you can see, I forgot to mention the old Dereks. The old Dereks are positioned in the bottom right and the top left corners of this map, one for each player. Now you can go get that refinery first, like you do here with Klaas, and just ignore the oil Derek, in which you will actually rush towards something. For example, an army, or in this case, a barracks. Well, that's not 100% clear what Klaas is doing, but there is a case for actually not capturing that oil derrick. The engineer costs 500, and it takes a couple of minutes before that money is earned in and gives you a net profit. So in that time, you can actually get this kind of attack going earlier if you plan to do that. But no, Klaas will get that oil derrick first. He might just have forgotten about it, like immediately. But he will be able to get that no problem whatsoever. Some players, if you're playing against Soviet players, now this game Klaas is playing as Ukraine, they might send dogs at you to try to stop your engineer from capturing this oil derrick, but in this case he's playing against Gatekeeper's Great Britain. So it doesn't really have to fear that. So there you have a war factory for both players. They're going to just pump out harvesters as much as possible. That is the general norm on this match, because you do have the nice big ore field right next to your home base, and you do have some nice ore patches growing while your main base is developing. So yeah, you want those harvesters out. Here's Gatekeeper building the Ranger first to transport his engineer. He could go over to Klaas's construction yard and then tap the construction yard. Doesn't really necessarily have to take it over, but it's going to tap the construction yard and reset the production of Klaas, which will be super annoying if you can get that working. Yeah, he's gonna go from the southern part here. Klaas is building an APC. APCs are great scouting units for the Soviet, and it's been more and more popular to build earlier. Okay, look at this. Let's see if the engineer actually can jump out and do something. But with the APC close with the Ranger, the Rangers will be chased away, and the engineer. And I didn't even see that grenadier there, so I'm not sure. One grenadier from Klaas might have been planned to use as an harass tactic. I don't know what's going on with that. Anyway, well, it's only 3 harvesters from Gatekeeper, and he's moving his MCV right away. Of course, he's going to get his ore patch, his expansion, but these 3 harvesters is not going to deplete these areas immediately. So you could stay behind and get more harvesters before you move out. There's always the option, but yeah, Gatekeeper's gonna get in there. Ooh, okay, so there you saw the engineer kind of jumped out and tapped the war factory, meaning whatever happened to come out of that war factory. Oh, they same with the Klaas. Ooh, I'm not really sure what was produced by that MCV. I'm actually guessing that was a power plant, because we only see 2, so that wasn't that detrimental, but still annoying as hell. When your production is reset, you have to just restart that product. Yeah, it was a power plant. Yeah, Klaas being harassed here by Gatekeeper effectively. So that's always something nice if you can get that engineer to jump into your production facilities and halt whatever is being produced. Gatekeeper is producing light tanks, yeah, because he doesn't really have a service depot. And also, you know, when you move your MCV like this, you are forced to build your service depot out on your expansion, which is really risky at this point. If that expansion is attacked anytime soon by Klaas, which I would expect from this class of players to kind of go ahead and move your army towards the expansions, just prodding and see what damage you can do. He might actually lose that service depot when it comes out. Here's Klaas expansion though, he's kind of moving in blind as well. But he's going to be able to defend himself, although he might actually lose a couple of infantry just because of this light tanks going to be able to defend these troopers from... Oh god, the radar dome is built on the expansion as well. Oh, people. So Klaas can't really afford to have this base attacked, to be honest. And a Gatekeeper is not building his radar dome. I mean, excuse me, the service depot. Now we have the service depot by Klaas and the radar dome. Okay, so he managed to stop this attack from occurring. The light tanks aren't really a problem here. Now they haven't seen this base yet. Now it's the radar dome there. Might actually just go for the attack and try to damage it. But whatever's going to happen in the future, Gatekeeper is going to have a big eye towards this radar dome. That's for sure. And Klaas is going to have to be aware of it. Now Gatekeeper is actually coming from the bottom this time, and with the light tanks, they are really able to kind of tank for his infantry blob. He's going to have to make this infantry blob work for him. From the southern position, it's going to be hard to attack any significantly because of the Tesla coil there. A very well placed Tesla coil. Something that I want to just talk about for a minute is the position of the Tesla coil. You don't want it in the front of your base or whatever you're building. And even if you're getting attacked, you want that Tesla coil to be behind your structures to be able to kind of hold whatever attack is going in. So the infantry blob is not going to be able to attack this Tesla coil anytime soon. Oh, nice squishes there with the APC. So Klaas will perhaps lose his Ortox. Yeah, should not lose the second one. And at the same time, yeah, he's going to move out. So what's happening here is that Gatekeeper's light tank is able to take the map control, and Klaas' answer to that is actually the APCs. Now, naturally, you can build the heavy tank, which Klaas does, and he's playing against an allied player. So they don't really have to go APCs at this point, but he's going to have the ability to transport the flamethrowers, which you saw earlier. I didn't really see what was going on with them. I assume they attempted to do some damage. There are a couple of flamethrowers here. So did they stop an expansion from Gatekeeper? I don't think so. Anyway, here's the attack from Klaas. With the flamethrowers going to do collateral damage against this infantry and do really well, but not against the pillbox, mind you. So this pillbox is going to be able to pick off a couple of more infantry and hopefully for Gatekeeper save his service depot, which of course had to be built in the expansion area. I really hope for Gatekeeper's sake they don't lose that service depot. That's the only tech he got at this moment. He does not want to stay with the light tanks for the remainder of the game. You know what? If this service depot is going down, there's no chance in hell that's going to be stopped. Look at how the damage output from the flamethrowers. Not against pillboxes though. Pillboxes can take fire damage fine. Of course, this is a lot of troopers here. In the meantime, Gatekeeper is actually moving north to do some damage himself, as there's nothing left to defend here of value, of course, except the MCV, but he's just simply that's going to be able to stop this easily. Now this base only has the Tesla coil in the back, very vulnerable, and it's attacking the power first. Second Tesla coil, there better be some more freaking power plants behind this thing, because you know what he should do? He should build a wall right here. Right here, that would be the first thing he would need to do, because he does have the two Tesla coils, but it's not going to do that in time. We'll lose the radar dome, we'll lose the airfield. But he does have a couple of airfields here. That's very good for Klaas. He can build the axe, and he's spawned as Ukraine as well. I didn't really talk about that. Ooh, Klaas is actually pulling back there. He could actually take out this stuff easily. But Ukraine, yeah, Klaas is playing Ukraine. He's going to be having 3 support powers with these airfields: the power drop, the paratroopers, and the spy plane, of course. And not to mention the Yaks, which will have excellent vision all over the map, as long as he's taking care of them. Oh, it's not going to take care of this one. It's just going to be staying there and die, which we don't like to see. But other than that, it's going to have great vision. It's going to be able to see what's going on the map. And he sees the expansion of Gatekeeper. He lost a lot of valuable assets up in this position, and he's expanding what? Well, this expansion is kind of in the middle of nowhere. It's probably thinking of this ore patch, but if I were Klaas, I would just make sure to maybe expand toward this position and force this position out of the way. He's stacking the power with the axe. Well, it's good, but he cannot really afford. These yaks cost 1350 a piece. It's really expensive, so if you want to do this, he definitely will have to constantly micro the yaks. That's a terrible loss. And repair them and refill them. That takes a lot of APM, and he doesn't really build an army. He's got a heavy tank and a couple of infantry and a flak truck. Ooh, beautiful engagement by this. This was the blob which was standing and harassing the base in the first place. So he just keeps picking off harvesters. I think Klaas is in big trouble here. He doesn't really have the economy. He's building yaks. But if Gatekeeper, I suspect, is going to keep building his army up over the course of time. He does have 1, 2, 3. Okay, I got 3. Okay, I got 2 expansions, which is harvesting from, and he's got a base army as well. So yeah, Klaas does have a kind of an army there, but it's not going to be. It's kind of too late to stop this from pushing. This MC is going to have to move down. This, I don't know what the history with this refinery is. It's probably to just get the extra harvester. But there's not much Klaas can do here to stop Gatekeeper from claiming the map control and being contained. The heavy tanks is very late. Where's the heavy tank, by the way? Oh, the heavy tank is gone. Actually, it lost to the rocket troopers of Gatekeeper. And yeah, look, he's going to need the this refinery, which was built right here, should have been built maybe like here. So yeah, Klaas is in a lot of trouble. Although he got the vision, but it's only going to see that what he doesn't have, basically. I'm not sure how he can kind of work his way back into this game. It's going to be really hard. Gatekeeper doesn't really have much of defenses in his main base, but he got a lot of light tanks. He didn't really build up that service depot. Going to build light tanks. So what that means is he can. Well, if he builds enough infantry, and he does have a lot of infantry, you gotta be careful not to have them clumped up so the X can come in and crash. Then the light tank's gonna be okay, especially against the flamethrowers. And he has a lot of infantry now, so let's see. Okay, the Yaks gonna come in, try to pick something off, but there's nothing really for the Yaks to pick off efficiently. And you definitely don't want to lose Yaks at all. Oh, what is this? Oh, this is terrible. Why is he doing this? I think Klaas kind of wanted to make the Yak crash and kill off the infantry, but it didn't really work. Here's the power drop though. I mean power bombs. These actually might work if. I'm holding my breath. That was a good power drop, but not enough to kill off the contained force here. Look at this force to the south of Klaas' base. Klaas really can't do anything. It's going to attack north, but there's a pillbox there, so it's going to kill off enough of these flamethrowers in order for them to, so they really can't do anything. Shouldn't really tank with the light tank against the. Shouldn't really tank for the infantry against the whatever. So there's nothing really here to stop Gatekeeper at this time, and at the same time it's just attacking to the north. Look at the light tanks, man. And yeah, that's game. GG is called from Klaas. So that was that was a 2-pointer for Gatekeeper against Klaas. Kind of a comeback for Gatekeeper. I'm pretty sure he's happy about this, given that he kind of jumped up 2 points on the league division from his 1 original point. Klaas, on the other hand, I'm pretty sure he's not really happy about what occurred in this game. But regardless, these games were played, they were great games, and I'm really happy that I got to cast them. So yeah, and again, if you want to see what's going on with the league, you can see that there's links down in the description. It will lead you to the tables, the fixtures, and what have you not. And this league will be played out until the 14th of June, I believe. 13th or 14th of June, and I will have 11 rounds played with them. 1 round against each opponent. That's the season 1 of the league. So I'm really happy about these players participating and playing this fully. So yeah, definitely go check that out. And this was a really free to cast. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what they're saying, but definitely this is in Dutch. I also will say that Gatekeeper and Klaas are Dutch players. So whatever they're saying, good games. And my name is SoScared. I'll see you next time.